Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com. One person died in a fatal crash on Sam Houston. What we know just ahead. And we'll tell you how Victoria County plans to get eligible voters registered next week ahead of the November 5th election. Plus, the impacts of Hurricane Francine are felt in Louisiana. We'll look at the aftermath coming up.
And those main impacts are going to be felt all the way in Louisiana from Francine, but here in the beautiful state of Texas, we got a bit of a hot weekend coming our way. All of us going back to the mid and upper 90s. We'll take a look at how long that's going to last in the weather coming up.
And today we're going to see who will be our athlete of the week. I'll tell you who that is coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us on your Friday. Parker,
It is Friday.
Just a few hours until we get to our weekend.
Oh yeah, we get to our weekend because we're the morning shift. Man, folks, we've got a nice weekend. Actually, not super nice. It's going to be a little bit hot this weekend, Carolina.
It's okay. We're South Texans.
Yeah,
we can
this is
handle the
Texas.
heat, you know.
We're all used to the heat.
We got rewarded with some cool, cloudy days,
Yeah.
so we'll soak up the sunshine this weekend.
That's right.
Parker.
Well, we're all used to the heat, but some Texans are not used to the humidity, and I can definitely safely say that is coming back, and actually came back yesterday. I hope y'all noticed it. It was quite humid in the middle of the day. I think our heat index got up to like 106, 107, and we're going to have another day just like that today, and we'll look at all that here in just a second, because right now, if you're tuning in with us this morning, it's already plenty humid out there. You look alive here in Victoria, sitting at 71 degrees, 2.2 degrees off at 69, bringing humidity to 93%. So like I said, plenty humid out there. We're not expecting any fog out there this morning, although for some reason, the National Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for fog. But looking at your visibility map, there is no fog out there this morning, so I'm kind of curious to know what that's all about, but we're not really expecting any fog. If you do see any, it's going to be very, very light streaks of it floating through the air out there this morning. Nothing like it was yesterday, because why we're expecting lots of sunshine and more hot weather to come our way is because of this. We're going to be in a ridging pattern again. Anytime you see this little omega shape right there, that means we're going to be ridging with more sunshine and lots more heat until this weekend. We're actually going to get a little bit of cloud cover. We're going to take a look at why that is later on Sunrise, because like I said, looking at your weather headlines, hot weekend, mid upper 90s, clouds picking up over the weekend, and also some spotty rain chances picking up late next week with some daily afternoon sea breezes. But if you're sitting your coats at the door, packing some extra water and some lightweight clothing, it's going to be about 96 today, and we're going to look at all of that coming up next in the full forecast. Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. Police are investigating a fatal car crash on Sam Houston. A vehicle crashed around 1:30 a.m. this morning, resulting in the death of a person. The SUV became engulfed in flames and hit an electric pole near the intersection of Sam Houston and Navarro. The investigation remains ongoing. Two Victoria students were arrested Thursday. They faced charges for making a threat of school violence. Just before 12:30 Thursday afternoon, school resource officers at Victoria West High School got a report that 17-year-old Brennan Gray made a threat to other students that he would commit a crime with a weapon, then left campus. Deputies found Gray at his home after being questioned. He was arrested and, due to his age, taken to the Victoria County Jail. Gray is charged with making a terroristic threat. Minutes after, the school resource officer at Cade Middle School also got a report that an 11-year-old student made threats involving a weapon toward students and staff. He allegedly sent it through the Chromebook messaging system. The student was immediately detained, and after the investigation was taken to the Victoria County Juvenile Detention Center and charged with terroristic threat. Officials say the two cases are unrelated. No weapons were found on the students or campuses in either incident. The Victoria County Elections Office wants to be sure every eligible voter in Victoria County has the opportunity to vote this election day. On Tuesday, the Elections Office will be part of a 50-state effort to register voters before November. They will have registration drives at Victoria College, the University of Houston, Victoria, the Public Library, and the Elections Office. For more information about National Voter Registration Day in Victoria County, visit our website, CrossroadsToday.com. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry said recovery is well underway after his state took a direct hit from Hurricane Francis Wednesday. There are no storm-related fatalities reported so far. Levees and other flood mitigation infrastructure held up through the storm. There were some pumps that failed in New Orleans, but the governor says those will be addressed. Power outages during the storm peaked at 450,000 residents, but are now below 100,000 customers. Workers at Boeing voting to strike overnight, rejecting a new contract offer. Experts say this strike could cost the U.S. economy billions of dollars.
Overnight, it wasn't even close.
Strike! Strike!
96% of union members voting to strike at Boeing, the company now bracing for production shutdowns.
This is about respect. This is about addressing the past. And this is about fighting for our future.
33,000 aircraft assembly workers, mainly in Seattle, have threatened to walk off the job, rejecting their latest contract deal. Boeing offered a 25% pay raise over 4 years, but workers demanding more, claiming they haven't had a raise in 16 years. The union's initial demand was for a 40% raise over 3 years and a return to pensions instead of 401k contributions.
The whole contract's unfair. They're taking too much away from us without giving us anything.
I kind of, after the last losing our pension, I'm not sure there's, at least me personally, there's a lot of trust there with the union.
Company officials warning a strike will be a blow to the already struggling company, which in recent years suffered 2 fatal plane crashes, a door panel flying off a plane mid-flight, and a problem-plagued spacecraft that was forced to leave astronauts behind at the space station. Also this morning, labor unrest in the auto industry. UAW members in Detroit protesting possible layoffs by Chrysler-owned Stellantis.
It's corporate greed, and it's a terrible CEO that has no business running this company.
Are they going to be able to support their families? Are they going to be able to buy groceries?
Workers calling out the company for investing in foreign countries and giving their CEO a $40 million raise. Stellantis saying we must continue to adapt by streamlining operations and finding efficiencies that will enhance our competitiveness and ensure our future sustainability and growth. As for Boeing, a strike is not expected to cause flight cancellations, but it would stop the production of its best-selling planes. Depending on how long the strike drags on, it could cost the U.S. economy tens of billions of dollars. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:38 on it's our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. A local nonprofit hosts a successful fundraising event.
Both presidential candidates are back on the campaign trail today, fresh off of their first rallies since the debate. I'm Christiane Cordero in Washington with the latest on their policy proposals.
And also coming up next after the break in the full forecast, we'll take a look at what kind of heat we're going to be expecting today. We'll also look at your weather and health forecast. And coming up later on Sunrise, we're going to take another look at your marine forecast and everything else that's going on out there in the Atlantic.
Here's a look at what's coming up on Community Crossroads. We hear from the City of Victoria, the Salvation Army of Victoria. We also learn about the Tour de Goliad and ways to fight heartburn.
It's very common in pregnant women and people that drink coffee.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Drink alcohol.
Alcohol, smoking.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're tuning in with us this morning, you're looking live in Cuero. Another nice and lovely morning out there. Very humid, though, and look at that pretty sunrise that's coming up. Lots of pretty colors out there. But right now, if you're going to go see that sunrise, like I said, pretty nice out there, but very humid. 70 degrees right now, dew point 3 degrees off at 67, bringing humidity to 91%. So like I said, plenty humid out there. We're not really expecting any fog out there. And actually, I've been constantly checking the fog map out there just to make sure we're not expecting any, because the National Weather Service has that little special weather statement. But not expecting any fog out there this morning. And also, in other forms of precipitation, we're not expecting any rain today. Looking at your future radar and your clouds for today, it's going to be pretty sunny today, except for maybe a light stratusdeck in the morning. But otherwise, that should start burning off as we go into the later morning, and it should be sunny as we go into the afternoon time with, like I said, no rain in the forecast today. Although this computer thinks there might be one shower way out east of Matagorda County, also east of Wharton County as well. So if y'all say that, y'all would happen to be very lucky, because you'll see it is sunny out there all day today. And with that beaming sun today, that's going to be about, I'm thinking, 96 here in Victoria today. So we're going to be 90 degrees at noontime. And I'm thinking northwestern counties, y'all might be seeing might see a degree or two hotter than us here in Victoria at 97 or 98. But another bad news, alongside the heat, it's going to be some high pollen today, high grass pollen and moderate ragweed pollen. I'd recommend taking an allergy pill today. I've had sniffles all morning, and the UV index, that's going to be extreme with that beaming sun. Making it not too bad of a day to get down to the beach. I know you're going to want to stand out there. Smooth waves out there, 1 foot or less, and your wind's pretty light at 5 to 10 knots. But coming our way into next week, we got lots more heat to come. But coming up next, we're going to look at what else is going on in the tropics. But for now, here's sports.
All right, today it is our Athlete of the Week, so who will it be? It will be Victoria West quarterback Dominic Martinez. Here's sports reporter Ray Robinson with more about our Athlete of the Week.
Your Athlete of the Week is coming fresh off a victory in the Battle of the Boot. Victoria West Dominic Martinez had a great performance, leading the game in passing yards with 163 and rushing for 66 yards. It was an uphill battle for the West at the beginning, but through Martinez's leadership, he helped lead his team to victory.
Nerve-wracking at first, we had a little up and down at the beginning of the game, throwing that pick and then they scoring off that drive. We didn't expect it to go like that, but, I told my receivers, I told my O-linemen, hey, let's pick it up, let's keep going, and let's not let that affect us.
His leadership comes from his love for the game. This love stems from early on in the journey as he explains how football continues to keep him grounded.
Since the 8th grade, man, they had said that it would make me a better man. And I stuck with it, and I kept on coming to school, coming to practice, and it's shown. I became a better man for myself, for my teammates and my friends, really. And just sitting in the shadows, it really showed me a lot. It taught me a lot, and just being a starter for my senior year, I feel really good.
And although this is his final year as a Warrior in the newly constructed division, Martinez's approach never changes.
Yeah, the travels are definitely going to be longer. It's just a new district, really. It's nothing really. It's all football, man. We're just going to have to study, watch film, just do our thing, listen to coach, and just follow our rules and just keep on playing football.
Ray Robinson, KAVU TV 25 News Now, Sports.
Thanks, Ray. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Max. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, or Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are back on the campaign trail today, crossing the country to close out a busy week in the race for the White House.
This morning, former President Donald Trump heads to the City of Angels, fundraising ahead of a rally in Las Vegas. Vice President Kamala Harris returns to Pennsylvania today, fresh off of rallies in North Carolina, where she doubled down on her promise to small business owners.
Our small business owners they're leaders in the community, they're civic leaders. So my plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to start up small businesses.
A key part of Trump's economic plan, imposing broad tariffs on imports. Running mate J.D. Vance defended the plan on CNBC after Goldman Sachs said that tariffs would be a drain on the economy.
Donald Trump is a negotiator. He believes in using tariffs for negotiation, but he also does believe in using tariffs to induce more manufacturing.
While rallying in Arizona Thursday, Trump added to his agenda, vowing to eliminate taxes on overtime. It was his first rally since Tuesday's debate, where his performance was often derailed by false claims about abortion, migrants in Ohio, and the 2020 election, some of which he continues to push while denying he's a conspiracy theorist.
And in 2016 and 2020, where I got millions more votes, by the way, I hate to say that. No, it's called, I got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country.
Harris is campaigning off of her debate performance, releasing a new ad highlighting the exchange about abortion.
The freedom to make decisions about one's own body.
And the campaign says after the debate, the VP landed its best 24-hour stretch of fundraising, bringing in $47 million. Her message, back on the trail.
Ours will be a very tight race until the end, okay? It's going to be a tight race until the end, and we are the underdog. Understand that. We are the underdog.
At Thursday's Arizona rally, Trump said he will not debate Harris again before the election. The vice presidential candidates are scheduled to debate each other in New York City October 1st. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
The Salvation Army hosted its first community fundraiser dinner called Love Beyond. The dinner raised funds for the Salvation Army to provide jobs, run a shelter for the homeless, and feed those in need. Our very own Don Brubaker was the MC, and a keynote speaker was also featured. The keynote speaker spoke about growing up in a life of crime and how he made it a mission to help others. The Salvation Army of Victoria's commanding officer, Captain Kenny Jones, says whenever there's a need in the community, people do in fact come to your aid.
Some wonderful miracles happened. A lot of good people came together. And what this event's going to do is going to allow us to raise money to continue the mission that God has called the Salvation Army to do here in Victoria, Texas.
What we are here for is to help everyone have a hand up, because everyone needs help. Everyone does at some time. And so this is great for the community.
The Salvation Army has plans to build a women's and family shelter next year. They plan to make this dinner fundraiser an annual event. The time is now, let's get a look at our clock up here. It is just now 6:48 on our Friday morning. Still to come, prices continue to fall for this everyday necessity. Okay, it is time to celebrate those birthdays. Happy birthday to Addie. Happy 10th birthday, Addie. We hope you have a great weekend celebrating Love Mom and Dad.
Aw, happy birthday, Addie. And also happy birthday to Crystal. Wishing you a fantastic 37th birthday filled with love, laughter, and, of course, unforgettable moments.
Happy birthday to Grand Mary, zooming into her birthday. Happy birthday, Grand Mary. We love you. Have the best day. Love, Megan.
Aw, happy birthday, Grand Mary. And also happy birthday to our very own Sunrise director, Oliver. I love that picture. This is the picture I took of him right
It must
before
have
the
been
eclipse.
on the eclipse.
Yeah, it was right before the eclipse. We hope you have an amazing day, an awesome day, buddy. Lots of love from the Sunrise crew. Also, something else I wanted to say. Something I love about Oliver is that every time the Sunrise birthdays come up, he will go da-na-na-na in the background. It makes me laugh.
Oliver's the
Happy
best.
birthday, buddy.
And happy birthday to Amber. She's in South Africa right now.
That's right, she is.
Happy birthday from your Victoria Television family.
That's right. Happy birthday to you too, Amber. And also actor, writer, director, and media mogul Tyler Perry with their birthday today. He's turning 55. Happy birthday, Tyler. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click the drop-down menu, then click the home tab, and then you'll see submit your birthday photo.
All right, happy birthday to my little brother Luisito, officially known as Jose. I love you, Luisito.
Happy birthday, Jose, and happy birthday if you're celebrating with us today. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're tuning in with us this morning, I'm sure you're all still wondering what's going on with Francine. Well, I'm only going to spend a couple seconds on Francine because it is no longer really affecting too much of the states out there. A little bit of a rain threat, also a very slight tornado threat, but Francine is now been downgraded all the way down to post-tropical, which means the remnants of Francine still sitting at wind sustained at 25 miles an hour, but you'll notice it is still spinning up there right over Arkansas and for the rest of the Midwest, bringing them some more rain. But here in the beautiful state of Texas, we're on the western side of that, bringing us some more sunny skies and some hot weather this weekend. That's why I've been talking about it all morning. But going into this weekend, actually, we're going to have a little bit of cloud cover starting to pick up before the sun comes right back up, come back out next week. And why that is because I'm going to zoom out here. You can see what we're talking about here. There's a new system, tropical system on the eastern Pacific, different ocean, not the Atlantic Ocean. This one's going to move more northeast up into, it's going to make landfall east of the Baja Peninsula sometime this weekend. And that's going to bring lots more moisture and stuff added into our upper atmosphere, that is, as it moves over the mountains into our beautiful state of Texas sometime tomorrow and Sunday. But I'm actually going to move out of the way real quick so you can actually see what I'm going to start watching over the next week and a half to 2 weeks. So right over like all of Panama and all over the Central America and northern South America, you can see there's lots of convection and thunderstorms developing right over there, right along what we call the intertropical convergence zone, which is 5 degrees north or south of the equator, where there's just constant lift and constant cloud cover and rain. So I'm going to continue watching this little cluster of showers and thunderstorms as they possibly start moving northwest into like somewhere a little bit closer to us, because the Climate Prediction Center is also watching that, and we're going to have more on that, of course, later on Sunrise. Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. Prices at the pump are falling. down 6 cents a gallon since last week. The national average for a gallon of gas is now $3.24. AAA says some states are even lower at $3 a gallon. The national average hasn't hit that level since May of 2021. Falling oil costs have helped ease pain at the pump, as well as low demand. If you're an EV driver, the national cost for charging has increased by a penny. And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, what does your vehicle run on? Okay, let's take a look. 82% of you say gas, and 16% of you say diesel, and 2% of you say electricity. I had someone comment and say they use dinosaur juice, which is maybe a funny way of saying gas. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. COVID levels remain high in half of the United States. As concerns regarding COVID have waned across the country, the CDC has come to rely on wastewater data to track the virus. This process often lags several weeks behind current case counts, and according to data collected between August 25th and August 31st, 23 states have reported very high levels of wastewater viral activity. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. The chair of a federal agency is set to testify in court. The Federal Aviation Administration Chief Mike Whitaker is set to testify during a hearing on the Boeing probe. Whitaker will go before a Senate Homeland Security Subcommittee on September 25th. The company has faced several issues, including the January 5th incident where an Alaska Air flight door plug blew out. For months, federal investigators have been probing whether Boeing employees failed to perform some quality inspections on its 787 jets. Back in June, the FAA chair testified, saying his agency is partly responsible for safety problems at Boeing. There's a good chance you're spending too much on housing, especially if you rent. New Census Bureau data shows nearly half of all renters do. It's called being cost burdened, and it's defined by spending more than 30% of your income to pay for your home. The rising cost of real estate has been a topic of national concern for years, but rent is now rising more than twice as fast as home prices. Last year, it went up 3.8%, as opposed to home values, which went up 1.8%. U.S. stocks are ticking closer to their all-time highs following a couple of reports on the economy that came close to expectations. Read this story by the Associated Press on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we have time for a final check of our forecast and a look at a beautiful amber sunrise over Port Lavaca right now. Parker.
Yes, look at this beautiful sunrise coming over the coast this morning. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see that one. What a beautiful sunrise this time. And if you're going to go see that sunrise this morning, it's a great time to do it. A little bit humid out there, but very nice out there nonetheless. Right now in Port Lavaca along the immediate coast, y'all are in the upper 70s, but we're not really expecting any fog out there. I know it is real humid, but we're not expecting any fog, especially not like yesterday. If you do see any fog, it's going to be really thin and just kind of like light streaks kind of floating through the air today. But it's going to be a sunny and hot day today and all weekend long. Look at all the hundreds in the forecast and 90s all across the beautiful state today, and not just today, but tomorrow as well. But looking a little bit closer at home, I'm thinking a high about 94 this afternoon in Port Lavaca. Lots and lots of sunshine. A little bit warmer in Victoria today. I'm thinking about 96. Also lots and lots of sunshine, and even warmer in Cuero. I'm thinking about 97 for today. Also lots and lots of sunshine, but that sun's actually going to disappear as we go into this weekend when we get the cloud cover coming from that system in the Pacific, but the heat, that continues all the way into next week.
All right. Well, Parker, I want to take time to remind people to pick up the Hurricane Tracker Guide. And did you know you need a gallon of water per person per day?
Probably a good idea.
All right. Well, be sure to have a safe weekend and check us out tonight, 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.